You know those trips where nothing goes as planned? Well, this one started with a broken suitcase, a 12-hour layover, and a creepy hotel inside a car repair shop. So I was feeling pretty alone, exhausted, but determined. I was leaving Floripa for, I think it was 10 days, and I was diving headfirst into a new phase of my life. Building my creative studio, trying to stay focused, balanced, and taking it easy. There were days I planned to work out and only managed to stretch on the floor. There were nights filled with new friends and laughter, and early mornings doing yoga with barely any sleep. Between contracts, client meetings, pole dance, and ceviche, I started to find myself again. Cartagena reminded me that the unexpected often makes the best script, and that even in chaos there's beauty, connection, and courage to be found. Never been to Colombia. I'm going to Bogotá and then Cartagena, which is the place that I'm going to spend the most time. I want to take some kitesurfing lessons there. It's kind of like my journey of learning some water sports that I want to get back to. I want to align myself with how I want to live my life. So yeah, this Bogotá/Cartagena experience will be just great for that. So I can say that this wasn't just a trip, it was a turning point for me. So welcome to my journey. Yay! So day 2 in Bogotá, and after a much needed night of sleep in my cozy little studio in Zona Rosa, I finally started to feel like myself again. Getting here, well, it wasn't easy. Streets were closed for a citywide bike event, apparently. So I just found myself dragging a broken suitcase and a half-torn bag through the chaos. A couple of hours and a couple of $100 later, and I'm back. I do need to update a contract with a client and send it over today. This client, they had a bad experience hiring a brand designer in the past. We had a really good conversation. I asked about their pain points, and that was major for me, understanding how to provide a good experience and make sure that they always feel reassured that the same experience that they had in the past is not gonna happen again. And I'm gonna start acting more and more as a creative director from now on, and a brand director. I'm at a point where I need to make some tough calls. I need to show up more. I need to be very responsible, organized, and tactile, and make sure to provide the best experience for everyone, including myself. So it's just a maturing and growing up natural career process, I believe. So in the afternoon, I had every intention of going to the gym, but of course, it was closed. Classic. So instead, I stretched a little, sent off a contract, and got back to work. And to wrap up the day in my style, a little night adventure. The plan was to check out 3 bars, but as it turns out, 2 was more than enough. Good food, strong drinks, and that unbeatable Bogotá rooftop vibe. It wasn't perfect, but it was just what I needed. So I'm just wrapping things, eating a little bit, and I'll head to the airport. Yesterday was fun. I did go to 2 bars, but I think I'm gonna chill a little bit because I'm going to Cartagena. It's more like a beach setting. Maybe I'll do a boat trip. I'm gonna see if that's possible. And also kitesurf lessons and pole dance, and kind of like spend my money more on that. Try to eat more simple food. I'll be at the beach, so I'll be happy as it is. Let's go to Cartagena now. Over 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep, and wow, what a difference does that make. Look at that, such a nice view I have at my window. About my first day in Bogotá, I actually got my 10,000 steps in, so this was cool, a great experience. Love the food that I ate, so I can't complain. Let's get going, because otherwise I'm gonna miss my flights, okay? I spent the morning slowly coming back to life, sorting through the last bits of luggage chaos, taking my supplements, of course, and snacking while getting lost in thoughts of Cartagena, my next destination. New suitcase, new backpack, jacket, all ready to go. I was already imagining how to make this trip not just fun, but energizing. But of course, time flew by and I suddenly was rushing to catch my flight. I was so surprised at how Bogota's airport is so organized. Something I wasn't expecting, but I was so grateful for. And even while traveling, I try to stay productive. So on the fly, I was outlining some systems for my business. I was listening to Scale Your Business, which is a really good book if you're doing that. Here's a quick recommendation. So I also read a little bit about the art of seduction, because why not? And I was also catching up on client responses and accounting tasks. Yeah, seems like a lot, but it wasn't really, just 10-minute task here and there. And I even found myself thinking about hiring someone maybe to help with sales and follow-ups, but all of them melted away the moment we landed. So I was finally in Cartagena, and that place welcomed me with open arms, you know, palm trees, warm air, the salty beachy breeze. Instantly I was feeling just in vacation mode. There were no buses or big arrivals, just a calm walk to the terminal, and something about that simplicity felt like the perfect way to start this new chapter. So yesterday I had a really fun night. I met people from the US, from Canada, from England, and all of those places. They were very nice. We talked a lot. Didn't go to the pub crawl yesterday because I wanted to enjoy the day today, but I had a really fun night at the hostel. So it was great. And today I'm gonna go on a walking tour, do some walking, a little fun exercise to get to know the city. Should be fun. Soon enough, I joined a walking tour, made some friends at the hostel, and that's when the magic began. I ran into some Brazilians, I reconnected with the French friend that I made, and just like that, the city felt warmer, less cold like Bogota was. So we talked, we laughed, danced a little salsa in the walking tour. It was so much fun, and we let ourselves get lost in the colors and rhythms of Cartagena. Now the most important part, the food. So for lunch, I chose a really gorgeous restaurant inside a historic fort. It was really elegant, full of history and just amazing food all in once. How can you ask for more? So my afternoon plans shift a little bit. A meeting got postponed, but sometimes that's when new opportunities sneak in, I think. And just as the wind picked up, I realized it was a perfect time to hit my first kite surfing class. So I was already scheduling that. Let me tell you, the scene was surreal. Motorcycles riding along the sand, the wind strong, the ocean calling. Me, the kite, and the waves in sync. Barely had time to breathe before running to my pole class. Thankfully, I had my bikini in my bag because otherwise I wouldn't have made it in time. I was with my hair all wet and just struggling to brush it before my pole class. No excuses, as I like to say, and as if the day hadn't offered enough. It ended with a rooftop view, but also a sudden storm. Yeah, and an unexpected shift to a ceviche and sushi restaurant, which was just really good. It was pure perfection. To top it off, my new Mexican friend dropped a little gem. A bar ranks like the 8th best bar in the whole world, right here in Cartagena. Day 5 started strong. I got a decent night of sleep, but yeah, I got straight to work mode, organizing some projects and checking progress. I was set up at this cute little cafe that I found. It was really good to work. Amazing food as usual in Cartagena. Everything was amazing, but then everything changed. So I just got the news that my apartment was flooding. Yeah, it's pretty terrible. I don't think I had any major losses because my neighbor noticed it and they stopped the water thing. But it's the 3rd time that I travel and this happens. So I'm I think I might have to move out
And I love my apartment. I've been there since I moved to Floripa. So this is really hard. I love where it is. I love the space. And it's gonna be hard to find a place that I like. And it's probably gonna be like twice as much. Yeah, I'm really sad. I think I'm at a point where life is just pushing changes on me, I think. And I need to like buckle up and face the challenges because I think the changes will bring me to a exciting new place, but it's really hard at the same time.
Suddenly, I found myself trying to focus on emails, but also mentally juggling. I was thinking about like storing my things, moving away, or just should I stay put in the chaos? I don't know. It was a lot to think about. Still, I had meetings lined up, and I didn't want to lose momentum. First meeting went great. It was surprisingly well. Something about it just clicked. And I left feeling a little bit more grounded about my work, even if my living situation was a complete mess.
I'm just gonna go with the flow and work with what I have. And I think that's what life really is, but when you are in a comfortable zone, it feels very safe. And it feels like you have control, but you don't. And now I really feel that. But I think career-wise, I'm doing good. I just need to understand where my focus should be right now. And I don't know where I'm going to live. So that feels interesting.
With barely enough time to think, I grabbed a quick meal at another cafe. So honestly, I can't complain that much. I am traveling after all. I sipped a drink to calm my nerves and I walked into my second meeting of the day. A little more casual, a little less promising. Honestly, still on the fence about it.
The meeting went great. I'm hoping that the meetings will clear my head a little bit of the next steps and understand also something that I can balance with my company. Like the first meeting kind of gave me an idea of something that could work right now. Maybe the second meeting will too.
Then came pole class, my sanctuary lately. But I was coming back to no running water at the hostel, so you can't be too happy. Yeah, classic Cartagena plot twist. Sometimes all you need is good music, fun strangers, and maybe, just maybe, a new special Mexican friend. If you know what I mean, you know.
That is water.
Yesterday, I already knew today would be fun, but I had no idea just how much. So I woke up super excited for the day, ready for my morning pole class, only to find the studio completely closed. A little disappointing, yeah, but I wasn't about to let that ruin the day. So I did what any sane person would do in Cartagena.
So I bought a souvenir necklace and a lemonade. I just got a massage at the beach, and the lady that gave me the massage, she feels the points in the feet that are like tension, and they represent a specific part of the body. And she said that my intestine is inflated and that I've been working too much, and my head and my shoulder are also kind of like inflated as well. So it was kind of crazy because she gave me this message that I need to take it slow. It makes a lot of sense right now to hear that message. And the intestine, I think I talked about this with my sister as well, so it kind of like makes sense in a way. So I was doing some thinking if I should slow down a little bit and not do as many things anymore and treat myself a little better, you know. Another point that I forgot to mention is that my sister was finally visiting me in Floripa. I live in a different city than my family now. No, it's been 3 years. Yeah. She visited me and I had no time, you know what I mean? Like, is this even worth it? Trying to juggle all those things. Maybe there's a way to succeed that is just better, you know? I want to have more time to enjoy also other things.
I had my coconut lemonade and I had the ceviche on the table, the sound of the waves in the background, and I felt like I was exactly where I needed to be. Later, I finally made it to my pole class, and this time I actually made it. No closures, no surprises. Just good energy and movement. So at night, Cartagena gave me another surprise. I met this wild and super funny Brazilian girl. She instantly became the life of the party. Between her chaos and all the new people I met, the night was a blur of laughter, dancing, and unforgettable moments, if you know what I mean. What started as a quiet day turned into one of my favorite days of the trip, honestly. And we finally arrived at day 7. I knew this one was going to be a special day since it was my last day in Cartagena. So I woke up early, excited, and we jumped on a boat ride with my friends from Switzerland as well as Brazil. And just like that, me and the crew, the day unfolded into something very, very magical. So while we were on board, I met a crew of new faces. Some Americans, few Brazilians, and a funny French guy. We laughed, shared stories, and danced between the islands. We did so many fun things, even snorkel above some vibrant coral reefs. We swam in crystal clear waters, and we went into a super cool tiny party island in the middle of the sea. It truly felt like the world had paused just for us. I couldn't say goodbye without one last moment. My new friends made it easy. They gathered at a bar right next to the hostel that I was staying in. Even though my body really needed some rest, my heart felt full. This was just the highlight of the trip for me. Now I'm in Bogotá. I did the whole airport thing and feeling a little better, but I think I'm gonna take some rest today, just kind of like chill in the apartment so I can come back tomorrow more energized to Brazil. I think in this trip I got a very good reflection. I did some thinking about my life and the next steps, and I feel very right now I'm sick, so I'm not gonna showcase my emotions so well, but I feel like I have more clarity towards what I want to do. I have a lot of things coming up next week, so I definitely need to focus a little bit and think about my life. I will search apartments, I will make some choices when it comes to work, and also I will hold dear these experiences that I had. And everything was a whole new experience, and I was really needing that since I was so full with work. When I had to travel, it was kind of like annoying almost, but it just came at the right time, you know, and I'm very happy that I did. Now I'm here, I get to take some rest. Thank you guys for coming along on this journey with me. I appreciate it. All in all, I think this trip was a mix of everything. Some hustling, healing, between contracts and pole dance classes, even kitesurfing lessons as well, snorkeling trips, quiet breakfasts. I truly found a rhythm that felt like mine. I worked, I explored, I danced, I challenged myself to keep growing. It is possible to work and travel at the same time, to chase your dreams and still enjoy a rooftop view, to be productive and playful. Life is beautiful, especially when we allow ourselves to really live it. So thanks for coming along on this journey with me. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this type of content, and until the next adventure.